Hello, I'm Harrison Thorp, and I'm running as a write-in candidate for House 20, which includes Acton, Lebanon, and Shapley. And I'm running because both of the candidates that are going for the election now, the Democrat and the Republican, are both way too extreme. One's a Tea Partier who doesn't even believe in a woman's right to choose, and the other is what I call a tax partier, which is a extremely liberal tax and spend Democrat that thinks government can spend its way out of our economic recovery. And it can't. Obama's failed stimulus program from 6 years ago proves that. Only private industry can get us out of this slump. That's why inside the Beltway and in the stock market, it appears we're doing okay. But out here on Main Street in Maine, we're not doing okay. Small business owners cannot hire people because they can't afford to pay the wages that they want. Now, the reason the people want the high wages right now is because if you're on welfare, you're not going to take the $12 or $14 an hour job because you're making more in entitlements between Maine Care, TANF, food stamp, housing, fuel assistance. Why would you take a $12 an hour job and have those entitlements reduced? So the welfare system is a large problem with this economy and making capitalism work, because capitalism works when you work your butt off, earn a good living, and achieve the American dream. So what I would do is I would change the welfare system, reform it as we know it now, and it would be somewhat like our unemployment system. For instance, all welfare recipients would have to apply for 3 jobs a week. Now, if they get one of those jobs, they have to take it, whether it's a $10 an hour job or a $12 an hour job. Now, if they make $100 for the week, they get to keep 80. That's going to put more money in their pocket. We would keep 20. That would reduce the cost of the entitlements that they receive. So only by doing this can we get them off the welfare rolls and into a career they can be proud of that might bring them the American dream, which is what this country is all about. Now, another key important part of our economic recovery in this area, I believe, is the Route 202 corridor from East Lebanon to South Lebanon. Now, this corridor should be more utilized as an incubator for small and mid-sized factories. Now, corporations and factories need to have a divided highway to move their goods to market. The Spalding Turnpike, Route 16, is a divided highway and only about 3 miles from South Lebanon's 202 corridor. Additionally, you have a rail spur about 3 miles away behind Market Basket, which could even make their transportation costs more inexpensive. This way, we can entice small, mid-sized factories to the area with good paying jobs, with benefits, much like Rochester, New Hampshire did with their TIF district out by the airport road at the Rochester Airport, with companies such as Safran and Albany International Composites. Those brought good paying jobs with benefits to hundreds and thousands of people in the Rochester area. Imagine that kind of economic boom along Route 202. I would also continue with another tax cut. LePage had the largest tax cut in Maine history in his first term, and it provided stimulus to a lot of jobs and helped the Maine economy. Now, I also believe very strongly in our Second Amendment rights. Mainers hold these rights near and dear, and I do too. I also believe that we should continue the practice of bear baiting and hunting with dogs. The forces that are against this are liberal out-of-staters that have an agenda that is trying to corrupt Maine's true hunting tradition. I also believe strongly in our veterans and their families. When these people come back, they should be hailed as heroes. We need to give them a vested interest in the American dream, with help getting a good job and a good career, and help getting a home and get their families going with living the American dream that they have sought so hard to protect, many times with their lives. Now, I don't believe that we need a minimum wage hike. When you have a minimum wage hike, like the Democrat candidate wants, what happens is that money is passed on to the consumers. You don't think that a big box store or any retail outlet is going to pay their employees a larger wage and not pass that on to the consumers. The stockholders of a company or the owners of a business would not allow that. So the increased prices end up hurting our most needy. Now, my name is Harrison Thorp. I'm running as a write-in candidate. That means when you go into the voting booth on November 4th, you will have to fill in the oval under the write-in candidate, fill in the oval where it says write-in candidate under House 20, and also print my name. It's a little work, but I'll make you glad you did it. I'll go to Augusta, I'll end the gridlock, I'll reach across the aisle and do what I have to do to write the welfare legislation that'll help to turn this state around. Now, I also have run the Lebanon Voice for 2.5 to 3 years, and I have uncovered some corruption and wasteful government spending in the towns that surround us. Now, I want to take that same scrutiny and eagle eye to stop wasteful government spending in Augusta. Public money is our money, but when they spend it, they don't think it is. They think it comes from somewhere else. Now, the Democratic candidate also wants to expand Maine Care to 60,000 able-bodied Mainers. We can't afford that. She says we can do that with the federal dollars. But hello, the federal deficit is $1 trillion and rising every day. So I hope you'll consider voting for me on Tuesday, November 4th. My name is Harrison Thorp. I'll work for you and you alone. My name is Harrison Thorp, and I approve this message.